Oh, sing a new song unto the earth, a song of love, a song of hope, a song of comfort, and a song of commitment. Let us raise our voices in thanks as to an aging mother. Let us raise our voices in comfort as to a vulnerable child. Let us now sing our love for the earth with all our strength.
Go placidly among the noise and the haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. That is from Max Ehrmann's 1948 Desiderata. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here to honor and celebrate Earth. And thank you, Sue and Kevin, for that wonderful music. I'm so proud of Sue, and I don't know if you noticed that on the front of the order of service today is a painting that Sue did. Earth Day is a day when we pause together to reflect on our relationship with the sacred planet we call home. We often think of Earth Day in terms of what we must do, such as reduce emissions, clean up plastics, plant trees, restore habitats. And all that is vitally important. But today I'd like to explore a different kind of offering. One that is not about doing, but about being. More simply, listening. Silence. What is silence? Can we possibly hear silence, see nothing, experience anything outside the continuum of time? The composer John Cage famously asserted that there is no such thing as silence or empty space or empty time. There is always something to see, something to hear. The silence I am referring to here is something that I haven't experienced firsthand. It was when I had an artist residency in a 9x12 artist shack in the sand dunes of Cape Cod. Some of you have heard me speak about this before. It was 2 weeks of no electricity, no running water, no people, no cell phones. You got the picture. One of the things that really made a very big impression upon me was after a big storm one time in about at the end of the first week, I hadn't found silence yet, because out in where you would think there was silence, it was very noisy. The wind would blow the sand on the side of the shack. It was very noisy, but that wasn't the silence I was looking for. I looked out my window after this storm passed, and I saw the grasses, the beach grasses out there, and they were going back and forth, and I had an aha moment. It was when the beach grass got to its furthest forward and it was going to go back, and right at that point I said, there's the silence. And it came back forth, and I was mesmerized by that motion, and it has stood by me for a long time. Silence is not the absence of sound. In nature, silence is the presence of everything else. The rustle of the wind in the trees, the hush of the waves meeting the shore, the delicate crunch of leaves underfoot, a distant call of a bird. In our busy lives, we rarely allow ourselves to be truly quiet. But when we do, when we stop speaking, stop scrolling, stop rushing, we begin to see more. We begin to feel more. And in that silence and that stillness, we remember we are not above nature. We are outside of it. We are nature. In our Unitarian Universalist tradition, we affirm the interconnected web of all existence. That web is always speaking to us through rivers, through trees, through stars. Silence allows us to listen. And that silence becomes a kind of a prayer, a form of respect and reverence. When we're quiet in nature, we shift from a position of control to one of humility. We say to the earth, I am here, I'm listening, teach me. Imagine if Earth Day was not just a call to action, but also a call to stillness, a Sabbath for the soul of the planet. So I invite you sometime today or this week to find a moment of quiet with the earth. Maybe a walk on the beach, watching the waves, or watching the beach grasses go back and forth in their stillness and silence. Maybe it's walking near a stream, or just maybe stepping outside and letting the breeze touch your skin. Let that silence speak to you. Let it guide your next step. Whether it's a decision to live more lightly, to care more deeply, or simply to notice more fully. Because real change starts not only with action, but with awareness. Is where awareness begins? That is silence. Silence is where it all begins. Let us take a moment now to enter into quiet, into stillness. Make yourself comfortable and have deep listening. And that reminds us that we are all a part of this earth, not apart from it.
Good morning, everyone. Today I want to share with you a story about seeds, both the physical ones I work with at the Santa Barbara Botanical Gardens and the metaphorical seeds and shape that shape our lives, our actions, and our spiritual journeys. As a volunteer, I help clean and catalog seeds. But to me, it's more than a task. It's what I call seed meditation. It slows me down, demands my full attention, and grounds me in the present moment. It brings clarity, calm, and balance to my life. This work, however, has deepened my awareness of our fragile planet. Many of the seeds collected are rare and endangered, and efforts are taken to preserve and protect them. Each seed represents hope, not just for restoring these plants, but for understanding how climate change and human development impact our natural ecosystems. When I'm in the garden, usually with my camera in hand, I see a living, breathing network of life. Time spent at the garden is like going to a nature retreat. The garden refocuses that anxious energy into connections and gratitude. It reminds me how deeply connected everything is: the plants, animals, people, and our earth itself. It echoes, again, our seventh Unitarian Universalist principle: respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. It's about seeing how everything is connected, how each action, each choice, no matter how small, can have a ripple effect on the environment. It's easy to forget the seeds we plant through our daily words, actions, and decisions. Like each seed, we are filled with the possibilities that only emerge when nurtured in the right conditions. And so I ask myself, what is my purpose here on earth? And how am I fulfilling it? Am I planting seeds of positive change? Am I nurturing growth in my own life and in the lives of others? In the gardens, I get to be part of the process. I get to help plant seeds to contribute to something much larger than myself. But it also brings back to my own life. How can I plant seeds of love, kindness, compassion, and faith? How can I help cultivate the fruits of justice, peace, and understanding? Like the seeds I work with, we may not see immediate results. Spending time at the gardens helped me reflect, reconnect, and recommit. It reminds me that spiritual growth, like nature, takes time. It's shaped by the seeds planted long ago, by people, experiences, and unexpected moments of discovery. In closing, as we each reflect on our purpose here on earth, I encourage you to think about the seeds you are planting. What are you nurturing today that will bear fruit in the future? How are you walking the path of spiritual growth, and how you can be part of the interconnected web of life that surrounds us all? May we be mindful of the seeds we plant, both in the earth and in our hearts. And may we trust that in time, these seeds will grow into something beautiful, meaningful, and transformative. Thank you.
In my 44th year, I read that when the mind is still, true oneness can be experienced. I also read of the walking vision quest, at least 4 days and nights alone, walking all day in wilderness, wherein the mind stills and a plan or vision becomes clear. I long to spend extended time alone outdoors to gain clarity about my scary new situation as a single, unemployed mother. I long to walk and walk until my mind would just shut up. Now it was the 10th day of my longed-for trek, a gray day. At last, the daily rhythm of my steps had lulled my brain into silence. My drab clothing was covered with the dust and dirt of 10 days on the trail. I still didn't have a plan, but I didn't care. I was not thinking at all. Step, 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 step. I entered a newly burned area, a real wasteland. Everything was gray, covered in ashes. Even the trail was lost beneath the soft, quiet ash. Ruined skeletons of Douglas fir surrounded me, columns of gray. The acrid smell of damp ash camouflaged my scent. Not even a bird or squirrel announced my presence. My mind was truly still. I registered no judgment. Step, 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 step. In the distance, I spotted a large coyote coming toward me, ears pricked forward. As the distance slowly closed between us, he did not alter his even trot and straight trail. He looked straight ahead, not at me. I had no fear, no thoughts, nothing. So he continued, and I continued. And when he was close, I stopped to let him pass, keeping him in my peripheral vision as I respectfully looked aside. He trotted right by, bumping against my leg as he did so, as if I were just a bush. Extending my fingers, I felt his coarse coat as he passed. Then he was behind me. Step, 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 step. I sniffed my fingers to confirm his canine smell, somewhat reassured that he was no hallucination. From that moment, the insights I sought, the big dreams, the master plan I'd hoped for began to come clear. When I returned to my car 2 days later, I had a very specific, immediate plan and a timetable for unfolding a new purpose in the rest of my life, all of which exactly transpired even until right now. Back home, the kids ran to greet me with the most wonderful hugs. "Oh, Mommy, you are shining!" It was so strange to be indoors.